Fuse45. They have a saying, sweat strong every day. Co-founders Samantha Friedman and Karen Kelman are here to tell us about a class they offer for people with special needs, and they brought along a guest to show us all about it.
Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen there. Sean, thank you so much for coming in today. All right, let's talk about this. You guys have two different locations.
We do. One in Royal Oak, one in West Bloomfield.
And you decided to start this class. Why?
We decided to start this class because we had a couple moms in our studio who were clients who have kids with special needs, and they said, Sam and Karen, there's really nothing for our kids to do on Saturdays. Do you think you could put together a class for them? We said, wow, you know, we have no experience with this, but hey, why not? We know fitness, so if that's okay, if we treat this just like a fitness class, treat them like everybody else that walks through our door, then let's see what happens.
So what's the response been like?
The response has been amazing. I mean, we've had a group of kids for over 12 months that have been with us from the very beginning, and they're incredible. I mean, the improvements that we've seen in their teamwork skills, their social skills.
So I was going to ask you, it's not just about getting in there and working out, but also being around other people.
It's the camaraderie, it's the social skills, they come into our studio, they know exactly what we're going to do, they know how we end class, how we start class. It's been probably the single best experience ever.
It really has
been. Wonderful to hear. And when I heard you guys were talking about this morning, I'm like, this is so great. All right, let's have Sean come up.
Hi, Sean.
Ready? Show us some of the moves.
Okay, so we're going to step up and punch. Ready?
Up, punch.
Punch it up. Come
and
on down.
And up.
Come on up.
I think we can go a little faster, right? Up,
punch
Sean, punch. Down.
And down.
We've made Sean practice a few times, so he's probably already.
He's a little tired.
He's tired.
Sean, punch. But the coolest thing that we do with them, which is just so amazing, is we really work on balance. And so
that's why we do a lot of left, right, and everything we do, there's a purpose to it. It's not just to get them moving, but it's more to teach them, you know, to stay on that left side, on that right side. We're gonna go into play. Come on, buddy. Come on down. Come on, Sean. Legs back. Legs back. There you go.
Awesome.
Look at me over
Playing
here.
position.
You ready? Here we go.
And taps.
Oh, look at that.
I know, he goes right into it. He's amazing.
That is amazing.
Good. Arms up, arms up.
Do you get for students?
So we have from like middle school range up even through mid-20s, mid and upper 20s. So age isn't really a factor. And they're at all different levels. You know, some are verbal, some are nonverbal, and they interact great in class together. We even have different levels of classes where some kids with special needs come into our regularly scheduled classes. So that's the goal, you know, is to assimilate them into like a great regular fitness class.
Sam, I can't imagine, you know, some children who maybe don't get out of the house a lot, maybe they watch a lot of TV, they don't get a lot of movement. How big of a difference this makes in their lives?
It makes such a difference. I mean, you're exactly right, and especially when we're talking about autism, the rates of obesity and just children with, you know, eating issues and overweight is really high. So this is so helpful. They need this.
Do you have room for more students in these classes?
We do. So we partnered with JVS, and we are expanding. So we're starting an after-school program in both studios and a Saturday morning class in both studios, and we're happy to keep going.
Hey, good job, Sean.
Right, Sean?
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Sean, hands in.
Hands in.
Hands in.
1,
2, 3. Fuse!
Yay! We're going to put the information on our website, Fox2Detroit.com. Thank you again, ladies. Sean,
Thank you so much.
rocked it.
Good job, Shawnee.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Fuse45 in the house. You finish eating all that pizza on National Pizza Day, and you need to work it out, right? Work it out. Co-founders Samantha Friedman and Karen Kelman, mother and daughter, but you wouldn't know when you see mom because she looks absolutely stunning and awesome. Both of you look great, and it has a lot to do with, of course, making sure that you're keeping in shape. That's what you want other people to do as well.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question, ladies. You know, a lot of people are working out. It's like a New Year's resolution, and it feels almost hopeless because you go from not moving at all to all of a sudden seeing like you lovely ladies, and it's like, oh, how am I going to get there? How do you do it?
It's a process and a progress, and it takes time and dedication and passion just like anything else. Nothing happens quickly. It's hard work.
And you don't have to go from 0 to 100. You can come to a class, you can ease your way in. Everything we do in our studio is low impact. So we call it LIHI training, low impact, high intensity, which is kind of a unique concept that you're not going to find other places. A lot of people are doing high intensity, but it's also high impact. So that means lots of jumping, lots of running, stuff that's hard on your knees and that's also intimidating for people who don't work out very much. So the low impact nature really gives you like a huge spectrum of people who can take the class. I mean, you can have Olympic athletes and you can have very beginners, and they're going to feel okay because they're going to do what's right for them. So the bike, for example, you go as fast or as slow, as hard, or as light as you'd like.
Sure.
Or you can.
So there's two things. There's strength and there's cardio. And you want to show us a little bit of both today.
Yeah. Sure.
Obviously, you're doing the cardio today on this bike. A little bit about what you're going to plug in here. You got a whole machine, right?
Yeah, so it's really easy, really self-explanatory. You've got your time, your distance, your calories, and your watts right on here. So we like to cue our clients to their watts. So watts is basically like your power. So that's like your output of energy. So the faster you go, the harder you go, the more those watts are going to go up. You want to see what it sounds like?
And the beauty of this, you don't do anything, you just pedal.
You just go.
Oh, that's great. So you just go, and you also get the cold air from the fan.
Yeah, it was just really nice.
Which is really nice,
especially when you are my age.
Well, at any age. I mean, I do cardio every single day on a bike, and you know, there's a point where you get really hot.
Yeah,
and you're like,
for sure.
wow.
The cool thing about this bike and the challenge about it is you get your arms and your legs. It's literally a full body workout. It's very challenging. We do everything in timed increments. It's 45 seconds on, 15 seconds recovery. So you're not on this for 45 seconds. I mean, for 45 minutes, you know.
And what about interval training? One thing that I've learned in doing the cardio is that, you know, you do 45 seconds of really intense, and then you slow down for 30, go back to 45 again. That works.
So our ratio is 3 to 1. So we go on for 45, off for 15, and then we transition. So depending on one of our 3 core formats, which you'd try if you came to our studio, it would either be cardio interval and then a strength interval, or it would be a couple cardio intervals in a row or a couple strength in a row.
So we talked about cardio. Let's talk about strength now.
Yeah.
So our strength, we always have an arm, a core, and a leg in every class that we do, and it's always changing and it's always different. We use a lot of innovation, and it's always functional so that it works for any level. So just as an example of a core move that also, most of the moves are somewhat full body, which is kind of cool. So we would use, for example, this box to get into our core. You can add that push-up and do a Spider-Man. So that would be obviously the more challenging way.
Yeah, that's
someone
hard.
else can just use their legs, or someone else
makes it look easy.
can
I know,
just
right?
stay. So that's an example. And again, your core's activated. We're getting into those deep fibers. Another leg.
Yeah, what's that?
This is called an RMT. It transfers of weight.
It's also a weapon.
It can be. Again, you're getting that core activated because you're shifting that transfer of the weight. So everything we do is a little bit different and interesting.
Nobody uses RMT clubs besides us.
Those are unique to Fuse45.
Yes.
That's really cool. I like those clubs.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just that simple movement. What I do like about the place is the fact that if you're intimidated by, you go to the gym, you see people jumping up and down and doing crazy tricks. You're like, dude, I can't do that.
There's no injuries here.
And this is great. This is a really good way to do it.
Yeah, and there's no I can't do that in our studio.
No.
And we have 2 locations, West Bloomfield and Royal Oak. They're both going great, and we're looking to keep expanding.
Fuse45, Samantha, and also Karen, we thank you both for joining us today, bringing the bike, bringing all this stuff, and teaching us how to work off that National Pizza Day.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Do we get a slice?
Yes, you do. You've earned it, right? Dina, over to you.